Hello and welcome to the Build a Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can follow those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you can say hi or hey or use other people's emotes, or you can choose to remain silent. Harold already threw the emotes in before we even got started, the emotes, I should say. Harold, welcome. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. I'm going to say this right off the bat, right as we start. The Arctic Sloth to subscribe to Tier 1. That's 3 months saying, finally dug some cash out of the couch. Thank you very much to the Arctic Sloth. We appreciate that very much. We're going to hit the old applause there so we can give you the applause sound effect. And Aristophan is here. Welcome, Aristophan. Happy to have you here. Going to wait on the dashboard's end to update my numbers, and then I will mention we will be soon at 39 subscribers. I pulled back our goal. Look, our goal is always going to be 50 subscribers a month. That is going to be the goal. But I'm going to be a little more realistic. If it says 38 out of 50, we ain't hitting that 50. Now, 38 out of 40, we can hit 40, especially, as I said, it will update pretty soon. Hey, Dirty, welcome, welcome. We got a great crew here. Happy to have everybody here in the old chat watching the stream. But yeah, if we hit 39 out of 40, that's great. If we hit 40 out of 40, then we up the ante. We try to get to 45. I'm going to try to be a little realistic about that. Like I said, as always, the goal is to hit 50. But like I said, I don't think saying, hey, our goal is to get 12 more subscribers is a realistic or reasonable goal. So we're gonna go with that. I will say this. We had a drop in subscribers. I noticed that one of our tier 2 subscribers, who I won't say their name because that's fine, who did not watch the streams live, unfortunately, ended up, not renewing their subscription, which is okay and fine. But I was like, oh, that's a shame. And in general, it's a thing where it's like, I don't demand it. I'm not begging for it, but it is nice to see. And it does mean that I can buy more model kits. The more people I have supporting me financially, the more model kits I can build on stream. Evening Bear Cave, I just got to hide in my bathroom for half an hour while listening to sirens. It's been a few years since that happened. Well, Dirty, I'm very sorry to hear that. That is never fun. And I hope things are cool and you can lay low and it will be chill. And Lastbrook says, I was fortunate, only caught a real small part of that. Yeah, I'm also happy for both of you and for anybody else that is listening in the affected areas. That's some scary shit, certainly. I am traditionally a Northeast boy. You know that. You know that about me, your friend Pat. Traditionally, I am the friend of yours that you can find out there on the Northeast coast. So we saw our fair share of hurricanes. Never a lot of hurricanes, but a few hurricanes here and there. Some big ones. I had Sandy and Irene. Irene, and not doing too much. Sandy devastated a lot of people. And I saw a little bit of that. Gloria was in 1986, and we lost power. And a big motherfucking tree from our neighbors fell into our yard and crushed my swing set. So imagine, I'm gonna kind of describe it visually if I can, but because luckily I do have an overhead camera, and that makes things easier. Also Harold, thank you for retweeting the tweet, appreciate that. Let me go to the overhead here. So here's the model kit we're working on. Now imagine that this is the top of the swing set. Down here are the swings, and the swings, swing back and forth, go like that, go like that. A tree came and went and boom, landed right on it, crushed it to the ground. And in fact, but the ends were still up. They were still up, so it was like a curve. It was like, here's the top of it, swoop down to where the tree is, swoop back up. It couldn't have done a better job of completely and utterly ruining that swing set. I think I was 6 at the time. So, I had a few more years left on that swing set. Maybe not too many years, but enough. Gloria was no joke. Although I was 6 and I said, hey, this is like camping, which, it's not, but, that was a fine enough thing for me to think, hey, God damn it. I've got this thing again here where we're seeing a shadow over here, and I don't like it. I want to see if I can, maybe we can zoom. Can I zoom any more on this so that we don't see? No, I can no longer zoom any further down. I don't know why that's showing as much as it is. We're just going to have to deal with it. There's a shadow over here. My apologies for the shadows. Hey, Lord Crashes in, welcome. I hope everyone's doing great out there. As I said, the goal is to get to 40 subscribers. If you want to get to 40 subscribers, that's okay. That's fine, but that is the goal. Tonight, the other goal tonight is to finish this kit. This is our kit that we were working on tonight. This is the Astray red frame Inversion. It is a color swap of the 2013 Astray red frame. I got the swords going here. What are we working on tonight? We are working on these are the beam swords, but there's also a samurai sword with its own sheath. We got to build that. We got to build a shield. We got to build a gun. And then we got to build a backpack. And then we're done with this kit. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you feel, the sword and the sheath are where most of the remaining stickers are from. There's like one sticker for the gun, but the sword and sheath have the predominant amount of stuff. And then if we finish this up tonight, we'll stay long if it's only a couple minutes left to get this done. But if we do need to, if we do have time to move on to the next thing, I know what that is. It's right over here. It won my $10 patron poll on Patreon. And so I do know what is on the agenda. So we will get to that if we need to. It is not a robot, but it is a model kit. The Arctic Slaw says, between these streams, Waypoint's foray into keyboards, my desk needs a matching gunpla keyboard and desk mat. Oh, yeah. I have thought about going the desk mat route for model kit building. Something, that like I wouldn't mind getting a couple cuts in with the X-Acto blade, but maybe something. I have looked into that. Something maybe more pleasing to the eye than this gray table. And also, if I had a black mat with some designs on it, you wouldn't see the shadows, probably. So I have thought of that. I still haven't gone in on it, but I certainly have. There is an official Gundam keyboard that came out last year. No clue how easy it is to get now. And also, this reminds me, there's not an official one, but it's out there, and I think it's called like G-Frame or something. A third-party company made accessories and the case for the Switch that looks very Gundam. Looks very like Universal Century Gundam. It's not official, but it also has like a bunch of extra stuff that like runs on Bluetooth and is charging ports and all this stuff, and it looks rad. It's not something that I particularly like, ooh, gotta have that. I don't have a Switch, obviously, so I don't need for that. But like, yeah. I haven't looked at the old thing. I did see that Waypoint was Rob specifically getting in on the keyboard action, which, it's not my bag, but like I understand why people are interested in the old keyboard shenanigans. I respect it. Again, I have a junk keyboard. You've seen it probably in some photos of. It had some buttons that I didn't want to accidentally press, so I took the keycaps off. This keyboard has a shutdown button, and I don't want that to ever happen, and a sleep button. I don't want that. This keyboard was $10. It's a big, chunky keyboard. It doesn't make a lot of noise, and that's the most important thing, because I don't want a lot of click-clack. I don't need it, and in fact, prefer to not have that. But again, my old keyboard was going. That was very inexpensive. I have no thoughts on getting incredible keyboards. It's not a thing that's ever been my thing. I respect it. I respect that I'm going to buy this thing. I'm going to make this thing. I always respect that. But again, just not my vibe, not my style to go for the keyboards. Okay, so. What are we going to talk about tonight? As I slowly make this hilt and or sheath and put a lot of stickers on it. Real quick, we'll just get it out of the way. Pusha T has gotten his revenge on McDonald's after all these years. Congratulations to Pusha T for and his brother for sticking it to McDonald's. If you are unaware, there is a new commercial for Arby's, which is just a 1.5 minute diss track by Pusha T about the fillet of fish, McDonald's fillet of fish, and how it is far worse than and it is bad, and instead people should get the Arby's fish sandwich. Now, if you're like, Pat, that sounds like nonsense. It is, but also hear me out. This is part of the thing that they say, forgive and forget. But in my mind, it's maybe forgive, never forget. You don't forget slights against you. In the case of Pusha T and his brother, they were paid a one-time fee in their group to help on the beats for the song that would eventually get sampled as the Ba 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 I'm Loving It. Justin Timberlake made the full song at the behest of McDonald's to make a jingle out of it. Pusha T and his brother worked on that song and were paid a one-time flat fee. So he has been holding a grudge against McDonald's ever since. And you think, well, you can be the bigger man. You can like whatever. Like, no. They slighted him. And he got paid. It's not that he didn't just diss them. It's that he got paid to do it. He got cash money from Arby's to be mad at McDonald's and talk shit about McDonald's. And that is fantastic. And we here on the old Build-A-Bear applaud it. Harold, I understand those potato cakes were good. I am a personal big fan of their other products. So while I understand, I don't necessarily share your particular viewpoint on that. But basically, I applaud. Is it petty? It doesn't get better than being paid to crush your enemies. Indeed, the Arctic Sloth. Indeed. And like I said, is it the best thing to do in this situation? No. Is it the responsible adult thing? No. Is it the right business decision? Probably. Actually, honestly, probably is a good business decision. I had no idea any of those artists were involved in that jingle until today. Yeah, Lashbrook. This is the thing I knew for a while. I knew about the Justin Timberlake part of it. I had known about that. But I didn't know, because at first people were talking about how McDonald's stole it from Justin Timberlake. The idea that there was a song, I forget the exact song, but there's a song, and people were like, wait, I'm Loving It is a ripoff of this song. No, McDonald's paid for that song to be created so that it could make a jingle out of it. That is the whole story of that. And then, yeah. So I didn't know that Pusha T has been mad at McDonald's for years. I loved his tweet, which was a retweet of the Arby's ad saying, they paid me for this, but I would have done it for free. And, or like whatever, I would have said this for free. And I love that. It's just so petty. It is next level pettiness that I just appreciate. I don't know how long it's been back, but the other week I found out the Arby's near me that closed at the beginning of the pandemic is back. Hell yeah. Our Arby's down here apparently never closed. I didn't go to it up until pretty recently because one thing about my folks, my loving parents who have been so kind to me in giving me a place to stay so I was not stuck. Hey, Jam, welcome. Happy to have you here, friend. Is that they're not really fast food people. So I have eaten far less fast food since I've been here, which is probably good, but also I like fast food and I want to consume it, so it's bad. So it's like good, but also bad. And you know what I mean. Because sometimes you just want some fast food. But when they were gone, I did get Arby's. I also did get KFC when they were gone as well. All right, so I don't know how this connects. It goes like this. Weird. Okay. So that's going to go here like this. This is a big goddamn sticker. Look at that thing. Look at that sticker. It's huge. Laura Crashton says there's an NBA player that made a video about all of the expensive Lego kits he's put together in his spare time. I did see that, yes, and then found out that there was an NBA player, and I love that. I love that for him. I love that very much. Yeah, just did a TikTok that was just like, you know, like, oh, these are all the names, and it was all like, here are all my very expensive. And one of those Lego sets I've built. It was the cheapest one. It was the 2011 Force Awakens Millennium Falcon. That was over $100, but that is the only one that he has put together that I have also built in my collection. But it was still cool to see. So cool. All right, so we did that part there. And now we got to do one more part of the sheath and then the blade. Then we got to do the blade. So let's get the 11. Also, people criticized how he messed up one of the smokestacks on the Titanic kit. People, come on. It's custom. That's the thing I've said before, and I will always say. If somebody says, hey, I think you put that together wrong, you just reply, oh no, this is my custom build. So, I'm giving him any shit. I'm not getting any shit for me. One, I didn't notice, because how would I fucking notice? And two, who cares? All right, so I don't know how this folds on. How does this work? I imagine it goes in the middle of the back. This? Yeah, okay. So, all right, so this blade has to go here. This is some bullshit. This is even for a high grade. This is some grade A bullshit here. Where I'm just like, this sticker has to like wrap around and then bend. And I didn't do it perfect. But whatever. Yeah, this sticker sucks. Shit. Just make it color inaccurate. Make it all gold. And none of the red. Come on. I saw it on a Lego fan blog, which was weird to see, but I guess there's not much going on in the community. Yeah, I mean, that's a big enough deal that you would post that. Yeah, totally. I say that on my three-legged chair all the time, says Jatsu. Hey, Jatsu. Hell yeah. Yeah, you let them know. All right, we got to do a bunch of stickers on this sword. So first we got to pull the sword out. Got to get our sword, which is H. Right here. I hate stickers that have to go around things. Yes, Lashbrook, I hate stickers. I don't mind the ones that you have to bend a little bit, but the ones that are like cut out in a way that like have to fold and eat on itself, I'm just not a big fan. So that Bigfoot kit I built years ago where one of the axles snapped in half, it was just a custom kit. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was just a showdown, you know. Sometimes that just happens. And you're just like, oh, battle damage. Battle damage is also a really good one to throw out there, folks. If things get weird, you just go, yeah. Just it suffered battle damage. It's from the manga. You don't worry about it. All right, so that's how it's gonna look. And now I got to put a bunch of goddamn stickers on this thing. It's fine. Hey, get ready for another bunch of bullshit bendy sticker that I don't understand how it works. It kind of is like, it does have an arrow. It's like, hey, this piece goes here. Like, it gives a little bit of an indication, so that's nice. But it's mostly goddamn bullshit. All right, so we talked about Pusha T, which was, again, I just want to give him props for being so focused on revenge all these years later, because it's literally like 2003 or 4 or something, so it's many years later. Here's a quick one to let you know about. I'm going to type the name into chat, or copy the name into chat, but you should go and check out. Here's a Twitter account that so far is not bad and could turn bad. because I don't know who makes it because it is an anonymous Twitter account. But the premise is very good, so you might like it and you might want to follow at meta_cricket. Meta Cricket. That's at Meta Cricket, which is, of course, the same photo of a cricket with text put on the photo if a video game is good or not. Because if you can't trust Metacritic, you should trust Metacritic. I keep checking in on the Keith Lee memes, and they're still good. Yes, the Keith Lee memes are mostly good. You know, you still have to follow the right people for them. He stopped retweeting them, which was probably for the best. But yes, they are still very good. There's a bunch of memes of Keith Lee looks like a guy who, and I did appreciate that one person wrote, Keith Lee looks like a guy who get along with RJ City, to which RJ City replied or retweeted with, hey, EW, which is his new talk show, where he interviews wrestlers from AEW. It's Hey EW instead of AEW, which is good. It's a good name. It's a good pun. Good name. Yeah, the Keith Lee memes are pretty solid. Ask the manager to tell him that he's doing a great job. Yes, I like that one very much. Yeah. You're all doing great here. All right, I gotta do one more sticker here, which are 12 and 13. Two more stickers. Oh, four more stickers. Sorry, four more stickers. I gotta make the hilt here gold. The best look like it'll be negative and swerves to a nice finish. Yeah, and there are some that are negative because people can't be nice, but whatever. All be nice, but whatever. It's still good. All right, so how do I apply this sticker? This is number 12, which is, yes, this is number 12, and 12 is the top. So this is the top of this. Okay, I can see that here. And then that's just going to fold around a little bit. I absolutely despise this. Like, look, I understand you can't make the sword multiple pieces. It's a high-grade kit. I get it. But, like, then don't, like, I don't know. This is why I didn't do stickers when it was just me. When I wasn't streaming for y'all, I did not do these things. I just skipped them other than the eye. I did the eye stickers, but I used to never even do the, like, the head stickers or the weapon stickers. It was just never my style. Anyway, yeah, meta_cricket, I should say, is so far fun. Hopefully it will not turn bad. If it does, let me know. But it's a new account. I believe it started in March, and it's a good premise. I think the premise is very fun. That is just letting you know if games are good or not. All right, video game talk. Casey's Mod, that's Kaycee's mod, is an official expansion of Inscription. I can't remember exactly how to do it. You have to do some shit. It's annoying and weird. I remember looking it up, so look it up if you want to install this expansion that they're treating like it's a mod, but it's not a mod. It's how the thing works. It's weird. Every part of it is weird. 14. Okay, right. But it is an expansion of Act 1 that turns it into an endless mode. So it's like a roguelike, and there are different unlocks and challenges, and you get different... The challenges are, like whatever... that some of them are easy, some of them are difficult. There is... you have to win runs and also complete challenges to get challenge points. You can still advance and play through if you don't have enough challenge points, but then you don't get more. It's a whole thing. It's good though. It's fun. I played a lot of it yesterday. You can also unlock starter decks, which is kind of neat and changes it up. And I think it's good. I know some people were clamoring for that in Inscription. And I think the vibes are good. There's some more notes to find. I only found one so far, of like some diary entries that are pretty good. And overall, it's good, and I recommend it. If you liked Inscription and you wanted to play more of the card game in its original format, this is your chance. Lord Crashton says, lawn mowing sim got DLC set in Jurassic Park style place, which looks like fun. That does sound fun. That's not necessarily something that I'm interested in, because I lawn mowing sim did not seem like a game I wanted to play, so I didn't. Okay, oh, great. Finally updated. We are at 39 out of 40 subscribers here. Thanks again to Arctic Sloth that finally updated, and now I can go in here and change that. I wish I could make this easier for myself. Eventually I will figure out how to do that, but not right now. Something changed in OBS and Streamlabs, and now I'm not muting my mic in OBS when I hit the mute button on Stream Deck. I'm muting the source, which is this microphone, so it doesn't show up as muted. And I don't like that, because I was looking, today and be like, oh no, my mic's not muted, and then I would look over there and say, oh no, it is. What's happening? So that's really annoying. Okay, so we got to do H11. We have finished this sword, and now we're going to do H11 to combine it together. So yeah, the final thoughts on that. Casey's mod seems pretty good. I will be playing more of it, I'm sure. I have thought about starting Tunic over again. I have not, but I have certainly thought about it, because Tunic is still on my mind. I have considered watching some like the what do you call it? Wow. Speed runs. Why did speed runs not stay in my brain? Not come to my brain. Speed runs look real good and are pretty compelling to me to be like, do I want to try to take some of these strats and use some of these strategies? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. The Switch did get folders, Lord Crafton. Yeah, if you got a Switch, you get an update today, and one of the updates is folders. And that sounds good. Congratulations. The folks that, they got your Switches out there, get yourself a very cool folders. Get in there. Get in there and do it. Okay, so this is held on kind of by friction, and it sucks. I remember this from the last time I built a red frame high grade. That's not fun, but it did fit on. So now there's a sword on there. We got a sword on our kit. You can see it right there. Check that out. Bam. It's cool. I mean, look, these stickers are a pain in the ass, but they do look good. I will give it that. The gold here looks solid. It looks cool, so that is nice. All right, let's build the shield and the gun. Those are next on our agendas. So we'll do that. Let's see. Stuff going on with me. I played Dungeons and Dragons yesterday, and surprisingly, folks, there was a dragon. We heard a dragon. We didn't see it. We heard in the distance, and one of the members of our party was like, I'm pretty sure that was a dragon, and so we are going to investigate to see if they are correct or not. We're pretty sure that we're going to come in contact with a dragon soon, and we are definitely not prepared for that. If it's a baby dragon, or the dragon is already injured, sure. Dungeons and Dragons, somebody has been a busy day. Yeah, right? I will say this. My character is going to want to punch a dragon. There's just no way around it. I respect it, but I respect my character decision that he's an Echo Knight and he likes punching things, and he's gonna see a dragon and he's gonna want to punch it, and that's not gonna go well. Also, my Echo Knight, you want to poop that snoot hard. Indeed, Squish. Indeed. No, here's the thing about, he's an Echo Knight. He's a half orc, and he likes punching things. He now understands that he's known for quite some time. He figured it out. That punching dragons is a slippery slope. Yes. Yeah. We're definitely going to avoid a full-grown one. Hopefully. Who knows? I don't know. Our party sometimes, I don't know about them. But my friend, he wants to punch things. He understands now that his Echo is not another orc trying to steal, or half-orc trying to steal his glory. That is indeed him. It's a projection of him. He understands that now. He's got it. It took a while for him to get it. He's got it now. But now he can have two shadows. And I literally the DM was like, roll, everybody roll. And if enough of you hit like whatever, I think it was like a roll, we're just rolling a d20. If enough people succeeded, they could convince him that it wasn't a different orc, so we didn't have to repeat things. He was like, I know what you're going to do, Pat. You're going to have him think that this is a brand new orc. No. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe he does understand what his echoes are. Yeah, it was an Echo Knight that didn't understand that he was summoning them. He was so focused on punching that he didn't realize that he was manifesting another puncher. And eventually he did understand. Because I like playing a character that is mad, but not mad at other players. So I was mad at my own Echo, which to me is way more fun than being mad at another person at the party, another character at the party, in the party, I should say. It's way more fun to just be mad at that. So that went well. That was good. We're on another mini hiatus because I play with people who live busy lives and can't always play, and so we're gonna take 2 weeks off, which is fine. But I like playing. So next Sunday, hopefully, or maybe Friday. I mean, it might be Friday that I can get together with my one-off crew. They did play without me and another person on Sunday, and that's been very fun. Because a lot of it is playing Fiasco. Sometimes it's D&D rules, often it's Fiasco. It's very one GM likes doing lasers and feelings. I haven't worked with that GM with lasers and feelings, so I can't comment on that play system. But it is fun to have like some one-offs nonsense things where it doesn't really matter, and it's just generally pretty cool. I've really enjoyed that. Let's paint a line this shield before we put on the connector and put it on an arm here. So we'll get that together. Not much to paint a line on this. We're just going to hit... Oh, this is gray. We don't want to use gray. We want to use black. We want to use our black marker. It's the only marker we need for this. Just hit this with some black here. Just to make it pop a little bit. Don't really need to do much here. Kind of go where this crease is. I was talking with Ra Vectroid live. Is the username there, but Ramona Ra talking about markers and trying to get her into messing around with some markers when she inevitably ends up building some Gunpla because she's interested in that. Talking about how I used to never use markers, but I got into it. Put them on the wish list and they were purchased. Thanks, Lashbrook, I believe. I believe Lashbrook was the person that bought my first markers. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I believe that's who it did. But it has been really fun to mess around with these. And I'm getting all right at it. I think the results, especially on a kit that has a lot of like white or light gray. Indeed, yes, okay, gray. I did remember that. But a kit that has like a lot of white to it. I think the gray marker on that really does give it more of a cartoony feel, but I think the results are pretty damn outstanding. All right, so we're going to take the swords out, because I am going to take a photo with these beam swords, but first we'll just put the regular old shield on this. F13, great. That's over here, great. And then shield, easy to put together. Sword, or gun is next, and then the backpack. So this goes... Okay, so I think this goes like this. Oh. Actually clips on like the back of it. So you can have the shield on the back or actually on the side. Got it. Like that. We'll put it on the side. And we'll put it with the gun. And then we'll take a photo with the beam weapon. So we do it with the backpack as well. You can see, there it is. There's that shield hanging out there. Tilt it a little bit. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Other things to talk about tonight. I don't know. I had some thought. The weird thing is the second hour, I am going to talk about a manga that I have been reading, but I'm also, neither of the anime that I normally talk about on Mondays, there's no new episodes for those two. So I'm going to talk in general about like why, and kind of mention at least one reason why. I also have a sticker that I don't know what 17. I don't know what sticker 17 goes for. Too. So I did miss sticker 17, and I don't know what it... Oh, I see it now. Okay, that's part of the backpack. Got it. Okay. Oh, this is like a... It's a double beam... Oh, it's the double beam saber handle. I forgot about that. This kit has a double beam saber thing. And there's some stickers that go on that. So I forgot about that. I was like, what is this? Where is this piece that I need? This builds the weapons in a weird order, but fine. All right, let's get the gun together here, which is all F pieces. So I'll talk about that in the second hour, the anime stuff. Wednesday, I do have another episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club that I'm recording live because we are getting towards the end of the season. I believe when I record on Wednesday, only one of the shows that I've been watching will have been over, and the rest are going to wrap up. But I can still do a wrap up, even if, like, to me, it doesn't matter that they haven't like aired. What I'd rather have is finish up my thoughts. Only 11 or 12 episodes in, if there's 13 or whatever. I'd rather have that and give a preview of the next season. I'd rather that early than I have a preview of the next season and the next season has already started. I think that isn't cool. I don't like that. So the way the timing worked out, this Wednesday will be the Pat Bear's Anime Club Live, where I will talk about anime. And I think it'll work out good because there's going to be a lot of shows for me to talk about. Now, I might not stick with them because there are plenty of shows this season I didn't stick with that I started talking about. But I think we're going to have plenty of stuff for me to chat about next season. I might take a pause on talking about anime for a little bit, or manga for a little bit, because there's going to be a lot of shows for me to talk about there. Which is also good because sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm going to talk about manga-wise, and I end up going out and reading stuff that I'm not even super interested in just so I can talk about it on stream, which is not my preferred method. I prefer to talk to you stuff I'm excited about. And sometimes it is good to talk about things that I'm like not super into, just because it is good to have that perspective. So I do talk about the shows that I'm like meh about, if I am meh about it. Okay, and then we need F7, or sorry, 7. Sticker 7. I just lost 3 shows on Sunday when my Funimation sub ran out. Well, at least until they air for free. Yeah, dirty. So I renewed my Funimation for one more month Because for this series, I do like to talk about shows, or for this channel, I do like to talk about shows as they air. So I did continue it. Mine ended on the 18th, so I did decide to continue that because it felt like it would be a good idea. Also, I don't want to wait an extra week to and watch with ads for at least one of those shows. Of the shows that I watch that are on Funimation, I'm kind of going through the motions on She Professed Herself, People of the Wise Man. I don't love that show, but it's fine. Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt, I have been enjoying. I think we're building to something that could be fun. And Slow Loop is fine. I don't love it. It's just okay. And I do really like How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom Part 2, even if there were a few episodes that I was less thrilled with. I think that it's been it's been peaks and valleys with that one. But yeah, I figured like I got 4 shows. I'll do one more month. Also, it helps that I still have a gifted Crunchyroll account, which will expire, and I don't have anyone at that company right now, I think, that would grant me another year. So I'm like, but so there will be a period where I don't pay for any anime, but I get anime. So that's neat. But yeah, eventually I'm gonna have to start paying for Crunchyroll again, which I haven't done in I think 4 years. I want to say I haven't paid. So it's like, oh well, it was a good run while it lasted. But I have been as long as I've been talking about Funimation shows, I've been paying for it, because I used to have a Hulu account, and so I would just pay the Hulu. But then sometimes there'd be stuff that didn't go to Hulu, so I would, and then eventually I had to get Funimation because of that. I can't remember what show it is, but there was a 4 Girls Doing Things show that wasn't on Hulu, and it was just on Funimation. So I was like, well, I gotta get Funimation. And then I never looked back because I didn't really love Funimation, or I didn't really love Hulu, and I wasn't really using it for other things. Because some people were just like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. I don't, I get everything I need on here. But I understand, Dirty. Next season, nothing to worry about. All the shows will be on Crunchyroll, and if they're not on Crunchyroll, they're either not available for you, or they're on Netflix, or I guess High Dive. High Dive does have a couple shows this season. High Dive had the most shows this season that I've been interested in a while, but not enough to get it. I do want to watch Lupin, the new Lupin, because I've heard very good things about this season of Lupin. But not enough to get a High Dive subscription, so not yet. Someday, maybe. Other things going on with me. Talk about anime on Wednesday. I did have an interview for a job that I don't think I'm going to get, but also don't want, because it is not involving NFTs or crypto, but the company does suck. And I won't get into too many specifics because, it'd be silly for me to do that. But I did have a second round interview with a company that I don't necessarily love them. So we'll see what happens with that. But I will say, at the very least, even though I think that I don't necessarily think they're great, they aren't involved in NFTs and have no desire to be in NFTs or crypto. And so I was pleased by that, even if I'm not like super gung-ho about the company. And this particular job would mean that I would have to change my streaming schedule somewhat due to some time commitments for the job, but nothing major. But basically, like one night a week, I would one of my streams I would not be able to do at its normal time, so I would redo my schedule. But I would give you all plenty of notice because I felt like I would start the job immediately. But anyway. it's tough. Really, the big goal, the like dream goal, would be that I would get a job that would help me relocate back to New York, but also would allow me to mostly work from home. Like pay me to move and then also not make me come into an office every day. That would be the dream, but the reality is I am certainly I'm looking for stuff in New York because moving back there would be good and the goal. But I am being reasonable that might not happen, and then also kind of being okay with the idea that I might, if I can work local, I'll work local. One thing I have noticed, I am starting to see less and less of people who are worried that I will move back to New York because I have been here long enough. They don't think I will suddenly move back, which is good for me trying to get a job here. The downside is that I am starting to run into people who are like, hey, so what happened in the last couple of years? You don't have like a lot of like, you have like a lot of like, just jobs that are like contracted jobs, short-term stuff, but you don't have like a part-time or long-term. What was going on there? And I have to tell people to their face, COVID? And they're like, oh yeah, right. Oh, the time frame. Like multiple people who like are just like, yeah, 2020, you have like some contracted gigs, but nothing like permanent. And you moved? What happened? And it's just like, COVID happened. What are we talking about? It's still happening. It's still happening. So that has been frustrating, where you have to be like, oh yeah, well, my line usually is, well, I worked in theaters, and then the theaters weren't open, and I lived in New York, and so I couldn't keep doing that. And so that is what I say when people inquire about why I'm here in this particular state, in this particular town. But I try not to. I have been sending out applications for stuff. Particularly, I've been sending some stuff out to theaters and such because they are local, because they're ramping up productions, comedy clubs, stuff like that. Certain names of things still help. It also hurts that the place that I worked at for many, many years, the Upright Citizens Brigade, like I have... like I've said, like, they're not, the New York location has not reopened. It has no plans to. Here's the email of the former artistic director who I worked, under. Here's the email of the former business manager there. And, those references are a little tough because people are like, yeah, but that's not a company anymore. And I do have, like, the last theater I worked part-time at. Part-time was twice a week. For a year and a half that I worked for them, or almost 2 years actually, and they are ramping back up. But that boss is bad at replying to emails, so that has been fun. There have been a couple times where people are like, "Yeah, we've been trying to get in contact with a person, we just haven't heard back from them." And I'd be like, "All right, let me give them a text and see." Like, hey, look, you don't have to do this, but the reason I stopped working for you is because your theater had to close, so. Because of the pandemic, so maybe you can just give me a job recommendation. It's also a little tough because sometimes I am asking for recommendation for another comedy theater in New York, so it can be tough. And you're saying, "Oh, Pat, what about the place you worked at last? Are they doing shows in New York?" And the answer to that is yes. But they are in a new venue, which supplies its own tech people for the venue because they're just there a couple nights a week. So they don't need my services. Now, eventually, I could maybe work for the people that they work, that they work with, and I have put my resume in for that. But their response was generally like, "Well, we've got a bunch of people. We know you, and we know how talented you are. So when you're back in New York, just let us know." And we'll see if a slot opens up. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. There's no reason for them to like need me to drop everything they don't need to drop everything and be like, no, come to New York. We got a job for you right away. Now, it would be fucking awesome if they did that, but I'm not necessarily predicting that or requiring it. I talked about this before. You will hopefully in April hear me on some podcasts and see me on some streams. I can't promise anything, but that is the hope. I'm attempting to do some hangouts with some people in order to promote the Plastic Bottle Weekender. Did Jason get the website up? Is the website up? Hold on. I'm looking. Hold on. Let's see. Jason, get this website up. Let's see. Sorry, hold on. Hold on. Let me look at the Twitter account for Plamo Weekender. Plastic Bottle Weekender, which is Plamo Weekender. Okay, so far not up there with the official website, but the Twitter account I'll put in the chat. You should follow this Twitter account for Plastic Bottle Weekender, which is going to be April 29th through May 1st, 2022. So, a month and change away. Come to that. I will be streaming. I am pretty sure that I will be streaming on Saturday. I would certainly like people to come and hang out. I will host it, but I will be over at twitch.tv/ wait, what is the name of that? The Twitch account. Let me put the Twitch account in here because Plamo Weekender is there. Yeah, it's also Plamo Weekender. So twitch.tv/ Plamo Weekender is that account. You should come and watch that. I will be there on the 30th, Saturday the 30th. Exact times to be announced. I will get that information to you in the future. It's going to be really fun. We've got folks. We've got international folks. Last year we had a couple folks from other parts of the world outside of the continental United States and Canada. Now we've got even more. There's like a Japanese contingent, which is rad, and looking forward to it. It will be model kit builders, some people doing Gunpla, some people doing other things, doing some weird stuff, some people focusing on painting, some people focusing on airbrushing. There will be an interview segment from somebody that is known in the community, but does not have their gear together excuse me, due to a move, so they will not be available to model kit build. So they're going to do like a interview segment, which seems cool. I'm excited about that. Dirty says, I made it through all of the April in that's Persona 4 Golden on Sunday. I may just make it my Sunday game. Nice. Yeah, I think Golden is a fine interpretation of Persona 4. So, I have a PS2 save emulated that is right after all of the just walking and running and you can't really do anything nonsense. So it's basically just like him starting school, and every once in a while I will start a new game of that and play for a while. I also have a new game plus that is basically in the same spot, but has already been defeated, everything, and it's just fun. I just let my friend, the Arctic Sauce says, borrow my Vita, and he's loving P4G. Nice. I mean, it's a great game. Good times. I mean, as I said, I go back to Persona 4 quite often. And I do have my new game plus save, so that is nice so that you don't have to do a lot of stuff in it if you don't want to. Someday I'll play it again. I haven't played on this computer. I mean, it ran fine on my last one, so I'm sure it will run fine on this one too. But all right, we're going to need these here, there. It's going to go here. Got to finish this. We'll need G14 and G15 into H7. So get that. H7 is this part. All right. We're almost done with this kit. We're getting there. We are going to take a pause for the calls in a moment or two. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. And then we'll talk about some anime and some manga. Of course, the manga is an actual piece of manga that I want to talk about, and the anime is I don't want like just like an update on these two series and why I can't talk more about them. Lord Crashington wants me to hit the ska button, and I will. There's some ska. All right. There was some ska for you. Thank you for using your channel points for ska. Let me know, folks, if there's anything you really want in channel points, because like I like the sound effect thing. I like the bell, even though a few people ring the bell. I like the ask a question, even though I will answer your questions without you having to do it. I still like it to have for people that really want to do that. So yeah, let me know if there's anything like you'd really love to see with channel points, because I don't like use them that often, or I don't use it for a lot. Maybe you're like a really expensive one, like I don't know. Like I thought about like decide what kit I build next or something like that for like a million channel points or something, but like I don't know. I also have my $10 patrons do that, so I don't really want to take that away from them, just because I want to, do a cool segment or have something for that. Lastberg says Kevin Owens came out to Stone Cold's entrance in full costume with a ball cap to piss off the fans, and it's great. That's what Kevin Owens should be doing. There are rumors circulating today. There were some rumors out there that the Kevin Owens show segment was going to close night one of WrestleMania, which feels weird that a talk show segment would close. But with it being Stone Cold, I guess it makes sense. So I don't, again, these are rumors. Who knows? But I thought that was kind of interesting, a kind of interesting rumor that was circulating. God damn it! Get out of here. All right, we'll put this here. And then we're going to put this on here. Oh, nope. Uh-oh. Nope, we're not going to get that. But yeah, I don't know. As of right now, I don't have plans to get in the network for WrestleMania weekend. Usually, when a big pay-per-view that I'm really interested in comes out, I'll get the network for a month. Or Peacock, I should say. I'll get Peacock Plus for a month. And then catch up on a bunch of stuff. And there have been episodes of the Amber Ruffin show that I haven't seen yet, so I wouldn't mind going and checking those out. And I'm sure there's some other stuff that I haven't seen on Peacock that I would be excited about. But as I said, as of right now, I'm like, I guess, I don't know, it's a 2-night affair. I wouldn't see all of the first night anyway. Do I really want to do this? Like, I don't know. So, as I said, as of right now, I'm like, meh, I don't know. I still might end up doing it, but right now I am pretty okay with missing out. I don't have WrestleMania fever, and some years I do. Some years I definitely do, but this year I'm like, whatever. I'm sure there'll be some good matches. But, like, if one of the matches I'm most excited about involves Johnny Knoxville, then that's a bit of a problem. If one of the things I can't wait to see is, or comparatively, I mean, to be fair, it's Johnny Knoxville, and also it's Sami Zayn, one of my favorite wrestlers. So, there are some differences with that. But still, I am like, I don't know. All right, we are now build complete on this kit. We just have to, I just have to put this big backpack on, and then once I do that, we'll be good to go. All right, big backpack equipped. For the love of God, don't make Johnny Knoxville take a bump. Yeah, last week I believe that it's like a no holds barred. They have a name for it, whatever. It's going to be a fight, and he'll take a few bumps, but Sammy should be taking most of the bumps. Also, because of the rules, the way the rules are set up, one would assume other Jackass people will come and maybe they'll take some of the heavier bumps. Indeed. Is The Miz and Logan still going on for WrestleMania? Yes. It's going to be The Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios, Ray and Dominic, father and son. It's a thing. It sucks a lot. Don't care about it, but you know, WWE's a lot of things I don't give a shit about, so it's nothing new. Actually, we're not done. There's one more thing we have left to build, which is our weird double beam saber thing. So we'll do that. They don't even name what this thing is, so I don't even know what it's called. But we can't build that now. We got to build other thing. Well, we have another thing to build. We have to build that, but we have to do a thing before we can get to that. That's what I was trying to say. My words got very jumbled there. It's weird. We got one more thing to build, but first things first. It's a pause for the cause. All right, if you are currently a subscriber, let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Moat in the chat. Let the people know you're a subscriber. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do. This is the ad break. This is the pause for the cause. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. All of these things are optional. None of these are things you need to do, but if you would like to do them, I would love it if you did. Again, subscribing is the easy way to support what I do. We are currently at 39 out of 40. Will we move up to 40 out of 45 when we hit 40? Yes, but we are trying to hit 40 first. We want to hit that big 40. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, now would be a great time to do that using your Prime Gaming token or Cash Money. Also, you could gift a sub. Aristfan is top of the gift sub leaderboard. There was also some gifted subs on Saturday, but it was anonymous gifter. So you could be anonymous if you want to do that, or you could gift somebody in the community that. Bits and coins always appreciated. You can join Herald and Iron there if you want to do that. I would appreciate it. Again, all the things I'm going to talk about here, all the ways to support me, these are all optional things, but if you would like to, I would love to have you do it. It's an easy way to support me here. Now, I do have a Patreon. If you want an alternative to Twitch, you could jump in on patreon.com/PatBear. I got to put this in chat. Sorry, I'm having some mouse issues here, but we're going to get that figured out right away. Great. Patreon.com/PatBear is that $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. Tomorrow I am shooting a new video that will be my introduction video for Patreon, and I'm going to have not a big push to try to get a few more friends, but I'm gonna be like, hey, if you've been meaning to, check it out. I'm gonna revamp some of the stuff on there to entice more people to get in on the action, or come back to it maybe. I don't know. But again, I'm going to talk through a few ways you can support the channel, and then we'll get back to building and finish off this kit and then start a new kit. I have a YouTube channel. YouTube.com/PatBear is the YouTube address. You can subscribe to free, obviously, or you can join for $2 a month. You get that, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So there's that. That's an option. $2 a month. Get a video one day early. The video that's going up on Wednesday is good, and I think you'll like it. So check it out. Let's see what else we got. We got a few other things. Let's mosey on into direct donations. If you want to support me, but monthly is not something you'd like to do, you could do a direct donation, and your money goes into a fund, which I take money out of it and buy model kits with that money, including the kit that I, finished, just about finished now. Direct donations join in with anything I make through YouTube and through Patreon and through Twitch. They all go into a fund. I take money out, I buy kits. Anything you see me pre-order comes to that fund. Sometimes it's my own money as well, but most of the time it is from those funds. And I do very much appreciate your continued support and that respect. I have an Amazon wish list. You can buy something from my wish list and I will build it on stream. I'll shoot a video. I have something coming for that wish list sometime in the next 2 days. And so I'll have a new mailbag video about that. And then whatever comes in the mail will get built after the next thing I'm working on, which will be starting tonight. I have some pre-order stuff, some Lego, some high-grade kits, master-grade kits, inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, all kinds of different things, some tools at the bottom, things that would help me out. Thank you to everybody that has even ever considered or has in the past bought something there. And yeah, I have two alternatives to that. If you're like, I don't want to support you through Amazon, Pat, which I understand, you could check out my list on Throne. Throne is very new, and my wish list on Throne is not as comprehensive, but they take privacy very important there. So for a lot of other folks that are out there that maybe use aliases, they don't use their real name on the internet like I do, they want to keep that shit hidden, and this does. So I fully support them for that. And I have a couple pieces of gear on here and some model kit stuff and some gift cards. One of the pieces of gear, or one of the model kits, is a pre-order, but it's a kit that I would probably get anyway. It's the RX-7 from Initial D. As part of the larger Initial D. What do you call it? It's part of its anniversary. But yeah, so I got some kits, I got some equipment, stuff I would like to build on stream. Some of them have zero fees. Some of them do have fees. So like, if you look at the gift cards, it'll say like $26.25 instead of $25. That's because they just have to take a little percentage if they're buying through another site. But that's Throne. I want to support Throne because they are helping out people who are in different situations than I am that have Wishlist. Maybe they do stuff with an adult nature. There's plenty of adult-oriented stuff on there. But not me, because I don't need any of that. So it's none of that's there. But yeah. And then, USA Gundam Store. You buy a gift card, USA Gundam Store, send me a DM with that gift card code, and then I will buy something from USA Gundam Store. That is an alternative to Amazon or Throne. Again, Throne, not a lot of stuff in there that is suitable for me, but I'm always looking for new stuff to add to it so I can round it out. I could put up all my Amazon stuff through them, but you'd be paying like a lot more because you have to pay the extra service fee on top of that. And that doesn't feel right. Also, it would be harder to update. So I'm not going to do that. I got a Discord. You can join my Discord if you haven't already. Good conversations, build photos, nice little place. People posting stuff, promoting their own stuff, and they're in the appropriate area. We'll get back to building in just a minute. I got 2 links to share with you, video links. Pat Bear's Anime Club. We got a new one recording on Wednesday. If you missed the previous one, I talk about some anime that I really like that have strange premises. Maybe it's the idea that it's a battle anime, but it's a battle anime over a food item. That's one of them. Or it could just be a series that has changed protagonists every season and is a murder mystery one season, and another season it's fighting a vampire or vampires. Another time it's in the desert in Egypt facing another different kind of vampire, or a prison break. So I talk about a couple shows, and you should check that out if you haven't already. And then Do You Remembaer? My weekly Wednesday series where I read something on the internet, usually a Wikipedia article, and then do my best to talk about said article to all of you and tell you interesting and hopefully fun things about that article. This was the one where I talked about the Rabbit 286, a PC that had a keyboard and monitor that would look like it was a giant lunchbox, and you could carry it around. It was a portable computer. Weird. So I talked about the 286 and where it got its roots and all that stuff. I re-recorded with less information than previously the new video that's going out on Tuesday for $5 and $10 patrons and $2 YouTube members. That video I had to re-record because I was too angry in the last one, and I'm still a little angry in this one, but I was like, it was too much. I watched it back and I was like, no. I gotta pull back the reins on this one a bit. So it's still good, but it's not as vitriolic. I got a little over the top on that one, but the other version is still good. All right, so we're gonna talk about some manga, and then we'll talk about some anime, and then I'll talk to y'all about stuff you're doing stuff with and interested in, and we'll complete this kit, and then we will get started on the next one. So let's talk about some manga, but first I got a drink, some water. Dramatic transition time. We dramatically transitioned. And now I'm going to talk about some manga, and then I'll talk about some anime. And we're going to build this last part we got to build for this kit, and then get a photo of it, and then move on to a pirate ship. That's right, there's my tease for you. The next thing we're building is a pirate ship. All right, so let's get this going here, and we've got to complete this part. All right, so let me tell you about, I was the weakest of the 4 heavenly kings. Since I have reincarnated, I want to lead a peaceful life. I mean, is this manga based on a light novel? Of fucking course it is. It's the story of our main character who was an orc. He was an orc in the Demon Lord army. He started off as just a regular orc and built his way up and evolved to a high orc. And he was the weakest of the 4 heavenly kings. But honestly, not really. They said he was the weakest, but that's just because he was an orc. And his whole thing was, he thought that when he reached that position, that he would be able to relax. He's always wanted to relax. Like, he worked hard to get to a position where he could, hopefully chill out a little bit, or just like not be needed to do everything. That didn't work out for him. The people needed him to do a lot when he got to the position. He was killed by the heroes, but he knows that he was weakened and betrayed by someone else who was jealous of him. But he was like, okay, well, I'm a human now. I'm living in this human town. I'll figure out how this works. I don't really know how this works, but like, I'll make it into a positive. I'm just gonna like chill here and figure things out. But his big thing was, okay, I know that if I want to leave a peaceful life, at some point I'm going to have to get stronger than I am. I'm going to have to be kind of strong. I don't have to be super strong, but I will have to be kind of strong. So he endeavors to train his magic up. And possibly because his new body, we're not really sure, he's even stronger than he was before in his previous life. Again, he does not quite know why. He does not know why he was reincarnated. And his idyllic life is going pretty well. Up until the point where a human girl shows up and is just like, I can't believe it happened. We both got reincarnated. And she was a vampire queen who loved him and was his biggest supporter in his previous life. So they're both reincarnated around the same time. Anyway, she becomes the live-in maid so that they can stay close. There's shenanigans afoot. There's some friends that he has. Run-ins with some monsters that don't necessarily recognize him right away, but eventually are like, oh shit, this is weird. How are you here? And where I left off, the best part of this manga, the only part that I really, really liked was he doesn't want it to get out that he's super strong, right? He wants to try to keep that secret as long as he can. So his big plan to keep his secret is to wear the armor of his dad, because his dad is a guard or a soldier. So he always like knocks his dad out and then borrows his dad's outfit, and then his dad is just like, what happened? And he's like, oh, you did all this stuff. And his dad is just like, oh, I must have gone into like a daze. Because everyone's just like, oh, we thought you were really lazy, because he is. I don't know how to connect this part. Sorry, folks. It's kind of telling me how to connect this, but I'm having issues here. I got to get this handle in here of this weird weapon. All right, I think I got it. Is that it? No, I didn't get this. Hold on. Let me try to get this in. Anyway, it's fine. I don't like a big portion of this is the fact that the witch or the vampire queen is just doing whatever she can to try to get intimate with our main dude, and it's kind of boring that is a constant of the series. But other than that, it's fine. I would call this series completely and totally fine. I don't know. I'm caught up with it. I guess I'll keep watching it or reading it, I should say. But it's not like my favorite series of all time. It's not. It's nothing particularly special or endearing. But it's perfectly okay. I guess is what how I would call it. I would call it fine. And which is not the most ringing endorsement, but again, it is a series that I was just like, I don't know. I guess I'll read this. I've read similar things. As somebody that reads a lot of anime, a lot of manga, I should say, somebody who is somebody that reads a lot of this stuff, it is nice to have a few things that are slightly different. So it is the reborn, human, and there have been plenty of like, oh, I was a dragon and now I'm a human, or I was the demon lord and now I've been reincarnated. I do like this one where he's just like, yeah, I was pretty strong, but I just kind of wanted to relax. Now I get to relax. Of course, things aren't going the right way for him in order to do that, but it's still pretty fun. All right, we're now body complete. We got this weird Saber thing that doesn't make any sense to me. This kit is done. I will show you to here. This hand, put that there. And here it is. Here is the completed kit. Why does this... I think I know why the shadow is here. It's because I need to move my camera over some, like that. There we go. I'm going to try like that. Because we kept seeing my mouse, which is like, there was nowhere else for my mouse to go. We shouldn't be seeing it. Now if I put it like there, if I put it like that, yeah. All right, that's better. Okay, that's why we were seeing the shadow, because I had knocked my camera and didn't reset it right. Oh, now you can see it. You can see it up here. Look, there it is. Right there. So, there it is. Now you can't see it. I have now properly adjusted my camera. Joy. The idea of like setting this table up was supposed to be that I would never have to move anything. You can still kind of look and see it. God damn it. All right, I'm going to do this off camera. You're going to see it for a little bit here because I don't feel like adjusting it while you all watching. But anyway, this is our kit, and it's fine. I would say that this kit is totally okay. I have now completed all of the kits in the Gundam Breaker Battlelog series. And I was going to do a stream where I kit bash some of them. I am going to do a YouTube video where I kit bash a couple of them. I have all of them. I'm going to pick and choose myself which kit bashes I want to do, because each kit comes with, or the instructions have a page that are like, here's how you kit bash it. And like, some of them look really cool, and this one they recommended sucks. It's just like not a fun looking one. It's over here. Yeah, it just doesn't look that fun, and it looks weird. So I won't be doing that one, but I will be doing some of them. I am going to kit bash a couple of them, and I will make a YouTube video about that. So you can check that out. Ooh, I dropped some frames there. That's not fun. So hopefully that'll be back, and we'll be golden on that. But I'm going to take a photo of this, and then we're going to move on to the next thing that I've got to build. Let me just get my camera out here, and I'll talk about some anime while I get ready to build an anime model kit. All right, let's get yeah. There's that. I'm going to pull this forward, so back some. Hell yeah. All right. That is a perfectly okay model kit. It's going to go over there. All right. So what's next on the agenda, Pat? Well, we're going to build we're going to talk about some anime. Go over here. Oh, did you lose me? Hey, everybody. Harold says, do we lose Pat? Okay. Can y'all hear and see me? Could somebody reply to let Harold know? Because on my end, everything looks good. So, seems fine. Lord Crash says it seems fine. Okay, Harold, you might want to refresh. Or, I would say refresh. Okay, it's working here on my phone. Okay, well, great, Harold. But also, scared me a little bit there. So I'm glad that things are working out good. All right, we're working on the Red Force. This is Shank's kit. Yeah, it chunked up bad for a while you were losing frames, but it's been fine. Okay, well, that's good. I have lost a few frames tonight, which is a shame. It's frustrating. I know that Twitch has been having some issues here and there. So some stuff has been on some people's end, and other stuff has been on Twitch's end, which is very frustrating because you kind of know when you're fucking up, but you don't know when it's Twitch's problem, and that's frustrating. Anyway, I believe this is the last of the ships that I haven't built yet. This is a kit from 2012. This is Shank's boat, which is of course called the Red Force, because Shank is the red-haired pirates. So his boat is the Red Force. It's a typical kit. It's going to have a couple different modes. You can see here it's going to have the you take part of the bottom off to make it look like it's in the water, which I love. And then there's also the mode that you can do that is just it's standing on a little bit, which is fun. So I always enjoy that. And of course it also has, because why wouldn't it? Wait, sorry. Let me do this. Let me do this. Do this. Only 4 sheets. But the reason why these take a while to do is because there are many, many stickers. We've got so many goddamn stickers to apply. And of course, you got to put those on as well. Many, many stickers on the Red Force. Any kit, this is going to be a lot of stickers for any of the One Piece ships, which is why I tell people, hey, just know what you're getting into. It might be even pleasurable to build these kits, but it is sometimes frustrating. And we're also going to talk about, while I get going on this, let's talk about some anime and why I can't really talk about I'm Kodama Kawashiri. I'm going to mention it, but I can't really talk about it because there's no new episode. There's going to be 24 episodes of the show, but episode 9 happened, and then they're taking a 3-week break. So we're in that break right now. And so it's coming back. It's just coming back in a bunch of days. Which is frustrating because it's a cute show that I enjoy, but we just don't get to hang out and watch it. I should also mention this is the show that is 1 minute long. Every episode is 1 minute long, and the opening is 1.5 minutes, and then the actual episode is 1 minute. So one would hope they're going to get a bunch of them out. I assume that it is not airing. Where is instruction number 1? There it is. Here's number 1. I assume that these episodes are not airing because it airs during a block and it's off for sports or something. That is usually why shows take that long of time off. And of course, if you're a stream, you're watching it via stream, you don't even see those episodes. So it's usually very weird. Or that event to you is just like, oh, they're just taking a break and we're not seeing these episodes. And yeah, it's frustrating. Or if you watch a show and then it ends up getting pushed back to another season, well, it'll air the episodes that aired before when it restarts to build momentum in Japan, but you won't. It's not like they're going to re-release those dubbed episodes or those subtitled episodes. So you just end up having to wait even longer to get caught up. That's what killed the momentum for Gallon Dino, a fantastic show that was had to take a season hiatus. Oops, there's a wrong piece. Due to the pandemic, and then it got into 8 or I think it was 8 episodes before it had to pause, and then come back 2 seasons later, and then it was re-airing them in Japan and just didn't pop back up. It never got to their numbers. The other show I usually talk about on Monday is the In Other Words Sketch program, which I've talked about here. That is they look like VTubers. It's done with VTuber technology. It's 2 girls that are stuck. They survived a plane crash, and they are, in order to deal with what's going on. Their shared love of a particular sketch group. They are reenacting those sketches. Now that's only on YouTube. They have an official YouTube channel, and you can watch it there on their YouTube. But you up until recently, usually like a day after the episode aired, they would translate it. They would subtitle it in a bunch of different languages. That has not happened. It has now been like over 2 weeks of the episode, or it's been 12 days since episode 8 went up, and there is no subtitle for it. They have not done that work, which is frustrating because they were doing it, and then suddenly they're not doing it, and I don't know. I have not heard any explanation. I have not seen any explanation about why that is happening, why they would make that choice. My assumption is they're not doing it because this is not a popular program and it's not worth the effort to subtitle it. The first episode has like 17,000 views, which for an anime is pretty okay, but they're used to like television numbers which are higher. But episode 7, which was the last one where you could watch it in language with subtitled languages, only had 900 views. Now, I say only as somebody that would kill for 900 views, that like hasn't seen those numbers since like the first couple of improvised postmortems, or perhaps 404ing it with a Jeff Gersman would get those numbers. It has been a long time since I hit numbers like that. So when I say like, oh, comparatively, I'm talking about compared to other anime. The idea that an anime only has 900 views, in my opinion, that this is me, just thinking, they must not see it as something that requires effort to, put it into 5 or 6 different languages, which is what they were doing previously. So I'm assuming I won't be able to watch any more episodes of, in other words, Sketch. Even if new ones come out, it looks like we won't be seeing that. And I don't expect people to fan sub it. Again, it would be nice to be able to check it out, but that's my guess anyway. All right, so I got to put some stickers on here. Literally, our first step involves stickers. Everything in this kit is going to involve stickers. I'm not going to do any panel lining on this kit because it does involve so many stickers. So we won't be... Also, like, there's just, it's a ship. Like, I would be hitting so many things on this if I was worrying about stickers. Or not stickers, if I was worrying about panel lining it. So I could change my mind. There could be a section on it that I want to hit with some markers, but overall, my assumption is I'm just going to do the stickers where they want me to do stickers. This kit needs it. Like, you can't skip stickers on one of these ships. It just wouldn't look good. So much detail is in the stickers on these. So you gotta. Now, I also am going to be maybe a little loosey-goosey with the stickers. I might not be as clean and perfect on them as I could be. But also that's because I don't want to waste your damn time working on this. If you haven't watched One Piece in a while, it's been fucking incredible. This has been such a long arc, but we're getting into all of the really good fights and introductions of some villain characters that are actually dangerous and seem cool instead of just being complete breezes and pushovers. One Piece has been so good in the Oden era here. It has just been really good. I highly recommend if like Whole Cake Island just didn't do it for you, and then you came to Wano and you were like, I don't know if I can do it. It's just been so many good fights and great characters and fun moments. There was like pretty recently, a couple episodes ago, there was a really great Chopper and Zoro moment, which was really fun because those characters don't interact all that much, and that was just really good. It's just good times, fun character work. Eustace Kid getting in some damage. There is shit happening in the manga right now that I legit do not understand. Yeah, Lashbrook. So I one of the YouTube channels that I follow is the Grand Line Review, and they are a One Piece channel, and he's been talking about some manga stuff that I'm like. So there's like a history, like the hidden history of One Piece, like the Void Century stuff has always been stuff that I'm like, all right, but now those things are kind of coming to a head, and it is just completely bonkers. There's some bonkers stuff going on there, and we'll see how what that ends up being and what happens there. But yeah, things are getting weird. One thing I do enjoy about these kits, and I do want to show this off here, is look at how like it is. The photos in here are actually like one for one, just about. So you really do get a good scale of these pieces and what they're supposed to look like and what the connector piece is supposed to look like. I really like that about the One Piece ships. Like it really does. They guide you because there are a lot of pieces that you got to be building here, but they really do a good job of being like, okay, this is what it's supposed to look like, and that's where it goes. And the fact that that's all included, I think, is very helpful. All right, now's the part of the stream. Some people's favorite part of the stream, where I ask you folks, what are you watching? What are you playing? What are you experiencing? What are you up to? Are you playing any games? You watching anything? You're been to the movies. You want to go see The Batman. Let me know what you all are up to. What you're all into. Did anybody go see Jujutsu Kaisen 0? It did pretty okay for an anime movie, for a series that is good, big but not ginormous. And also cool thing about Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is that it is a prequel, and it was written before Jujutsu Kaisen, and it was renamed as a prequel. It was like a series, like a one-off that eventually they were like, hey, flesh this out. And then he did. So now there is like a whole lot more to it, but at the time there was not. So it might be approachable for people that have not seen the series, although I do think the series is fucking great. Okay, the Arctic Sloth says, now that I have a job that allows me to screw around for at least 6 hours a day, I'm thinking about finally getting through some anime. Hell yeah, Arctic. If you got the time to get into the anime, get into that anime. That sounds rad. I hope you can get through some stuff now that you have some leisure time in your work. Harold says, I started going through Star Trek, the original series. I'm enjoying it. Okay, yeah, you're going to original series. There are some episodes that, in my opinion, do not hold up. As someone that watched it, 10 years ago, I watched through most of the first original series. But there's a lot of stuff that is fucking really good in the original. So, good luck to you and enjoy that. Lord Crashton says, I had to wait a few hours for a package to arrive to sign for it, which was an Xbox Series X. Hell yeah. Congratulations, Lord Crashton. Enjoy the next-gen graphics on your next-gen machine. Enjoy the now-gen, as it was meant to be played, and all of that. Enjoy video games. I watched the first season, this is from Lashbrook, of Comey Can't Communicate, and while I like the show, hate how Netflix never translated on-screen text. Yeah, Lashbrook says nice. Yeah, that was really tough because there's so much that's conveyed through text on that series because it is because the main character is almost exclusively silent, and even the other characters have a lot of like text bubbles that show up, and that can be frustrating. You have to basically wait for the dude. So I like it. I'm going to watch this. Here's one of the reasons why I'm going to keep watching it when we get more, because we're getting more, is I have been told that they get introduced to a new friend, and she takes a lot of the focus of the series, and so some of the other friends are around less, which sounds fucking awesome, because I don't mind the loud girl who's all over the place. except for the part where he's like, no, you have to go into this bathroom. I don't love that part. I don't like the tsundere obsessed girl. I don't like the girl that wants to just be treated poorly. I don't love any of the friends. So I have been told that, again, I've said this before, people that know the manga have said, yeah, they kind of fade into the background a bit when a new girl gets introduced, and I'm like, that sounds rad. Lester says, yeah, there's a little bit like adapted manga panels that are straight up still in Japanese. Yeah, they didn't do all of the work, and that is frustrating. Dirty says, I watched both Venoms after watching the post-credit scene of the new Spider-Man. They weren't that bad of movies. Yeah, so I haven't watched the second Venom movie, but I liked the first Venom movie. You know what? I don't watch a lot of movies. I should watch the second Venom movie because I enjoyed the first one so much. I don't know quite why I haven't, but I haven't watched it. I should fix that. Because I did like the first one. Yeah, I think they're fucking weird as hell. And I'm up for movies being weird as hell. And especially superhero movies being weird. I think that is fantastic. So anyway, yeah. Komi K Communicate. I will look forward to watching more episodes. I got turned off by that show very early on. And then eventually came back to it and got caught up. And I was happy with it. Also, I don't have Netflix right now. So... because I usually just get Netflix for like a month. So I'll probably wait for that when the new season starts. I'll wait until it's getting close and then, probably then watch a bunch of episodes. Okay, so is there a difference between the front and back of this? This looks identical. No, it's not identical because it almost looks at this side does, this doesn't. So we got to do this way. This is the way to go. This goes one direction, that goes the other. Okay. All right. Want to make sure I'm doing this right because that could be bad. And this is the thing. This kind of kit, it wouldn't be bad until we got right to the a lot of steps from now. I would suddenly be like, oh shit, I fucked this up. Oh no, I fucked this up. That would be the case. All right, I gotta take this off here. This does not like to slide in the way I would like it to and stay where I want it to stay, which is frustrating, obviously. So let's see if I can get it this time. Lord Crashington says, I've been watching the old UPFs. Now I'm a month or so beyond the break after Ryan passed, where Vinny's playing very dumb FNV games and doing weird mouth stuff. Close to GoPro cam next to that desk in the back. Okay, yeah, that is a time in those shows. Yeah, weird time for everybody. Fun, weird Vinny shit is always appreciated as well. Enjoy Vinny at UPF, while he was there. All right, we got this far done. What else do we got here? Moving on now. I forget the name of this, but this is the front of the ship. This is I don't know, the masthead? Is it the masthead? Is that what that is? I think that's what this is called. I think it's called the masthead. Anyway, it's going to have a bunch of shit they got to put together here and a bunch of stickers. So we'll get that together here. Yeah, I'm behind on a bunch of video stuff that I want to check out. From people that I like. I want to check out a few things here and there, because people make stuff and I miss out and I want to get caught up. But I don't know. There was something I didn't watch last UPF, so I might get caught up on that because I do enjoy. I do like those videos. They're fun. Let's see. A video that came out on Thursday that I watched the archive of is that I would recommend is going to Loading Ready Run's sister YouTube channel, Loading Ready Live. That is Loading Ready Live. The YouTube channel is an archive of their streams, and Ian does a series called Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, which is every other Thursday, and it is his Let's Try program. He does everything from console adapting and modding to model kit building to leather work to cooking. And most recently, he did a video where he took a box fan, a cheap box fan, and made his own painting station. Basically, his own ventilation station for airbrushing, because he has now a basically homemade, rigged up airbrush. So he's looking for a way to ventilate the paint and all that. And it's very fun to watch him build this thing in the 3 hours. Ian is a very great fellow. He's a great dude. A big fan. He did a Pepper's Anime Club video for PAX Online, which I'm grateful for. And in general, he's just like an A plus human. Happy to call him a friend. Anyway, he was talking about gaff tape, and it just made me miss gaff tape. I have a little bit. I've been saving it because for many, many years, I did not have to purchase that miracle, which is gaff tape, gaffer's tape. It is a black tape that is hard to tear, except if you exactly know how to tear it. It doesn't leave a lot of residue. It adheres. It's not like duct tape, which like melts apart, but it does adhere things together very well. It is a black tape that you will see, like, specifically for some people. If you wondered what kind of tape we used to tape down the N64 for League of Heels shows so that it didn't get kicked away or anything, that's black gaff tape. That is a tape that you would put on if you see like black tape at a concert or something and someone is taping down cords or cables, they're often using black gaff tape. GAFF. I love gaff tape but it's also very expensive, which is why I don't have much of it left. I have a roll that I had purchased when I was working at a bunch of different venues and, didn't have my own. And I don't have much of it left. And it is expensive, but very good tape. And he was talking about that, and that made me think about gaff tape. Arctic Slaw says, thinking about using gaff tape to run a Ethernet cable to my PC so I can stop living on Wi-Fi. Gaff tape works great. It is heat resistant. It eventually will dry and fall apart, but it takes a very long time for it to do it. You'll get a lot of time. And also, like duct tape, it gets stronger when it's attached to other gaff tape. So if you can patch it together with things, it will increase in its holding strength. The black curtains that I used to have up over my window and over the wall for when I was doing streams in my previous apartment, that was just I had a blackout curtain gaff taped to the wall, or to the window, and then built off of that because it held up for very long. And I rarely, if ever, had to replace it, which was excellent because I obviously didn't want to replace that all the time. I miss having lots of black gaff and having reasons to use it. But yeah, when other people were paying for it, it was the best. When I have to pay for it, it sucks. He didn't end up using it. He used a different tape, but we were talking about it, or he was talking about it. It made me think about it. Also, you should look up the gaff gun. The gaff gun is a way to disperse gaff tape along, if you want to tape cords. It's basically like a tape roller, but for the floor, and it fucking rules. I've used the gaff gun on one contract gig in New York. One of the last gigs I had, contract gigs before I end up having to, the shutdown happened. And it absolutely rules. The gaff gun is a fantastic piece of equipment. And it's so fucking fun and fast. It was essential because I worked an installation. We were doing a setup in the lobby of a hotel. And so we had to run a bunch of cables, and in some places we could just use tape. Some places we had to put down ramps for people to walk on, but for most of it we just had to use tape. And that's where it's just the cords are here, And then it also would hold the cords where you wanted it, so you didn't have to hold them, and you just like put your cords there and then just run this thing over, and then they'd be taped down. And it fucking kicked ass. It was incredible. Highly recommend the gaff gun. There's no reason you'll ever need it. All right, so let's finish these up by putting these need to have white stickers here for the teeth. Got to put them teeth on. Are these? Oh, they're different for each one. Great, great, great. Of course they are. Of fucking course they are. So this one is that one. Yep. All right. So let me get these tiny stickers on. And if these fall off, I'm not going to freak out about it, because these are incredibly fucking tiny stickers that you'll never see. They probably won't even show up in photographs super well. Maybe they will. I bet they won't. These are the kind of things where I'm like, I'm putting these on, and they will flake off maybe, or I will stab myself trying to get them on, which obviously would suck. So Wednesday, it's Pat Baer's Anime Club. Come back for that, 9 p.m. Eastern, talking about wrapping up this season and then doing a preview of the next season. A lot of good shows next season, so I'm excited about that, and we'll chat about all of those. And then, this one's just not gonna get in there right. Maybe I can get my tweezers to do this, but these are so tiny. Yeah, these are so tiny. Tweezers aren't gonna work. I gotta use the X-Acto and just hope I can get this in here. Thursday, we're going to continue to work on the Red Force here. We're building this as we go. Again, I don't know. It'll probably take the whole stream. It'll take all of Thursday into Saturday. I have something coming on my Amazon wishlist. I don't know what it is yet. Or I do know what it is, but I haven't gotten it yet. Whenever I get that, that'll be the thing I work on after this. So, again, check in on Wednesday for that. Where'd this sticker go? Oh, God. Where'd this tiny sticker go? Here it is. It went underneath. Fun. But yeah, I got that on Wednesday. This on Thursday. I'll have some anime I'll definitely have some anime to talk about. And I started reading a manga that I just never got into before. It's got a bunch of chapters, so I'll be able to check it out. It is an isekai. I don't know why I didn't ever read beyond the first chapter, but I just started it tonight. It is, what's the name of this thing? So I can talk about it. I just started it. It is Osan doing business in a different world, and that is... Osan just means old man. He's probably he's 35. That's right. He is younger than me. I definitely fucking hate it that there are characters in anime who are like old man. There's another anime about a dude he's like 40 and he got reincarnated into another world because he was a 40-year-old who was playing a video game, and then he got killed by an evil god because apparently the god in that video game was real, and then he woke up as and he keeps calling himself an old man, and he's 40, and I hate it because that's my age. That one we'll talk about in the future. That one's weird because there was already a manga adaptation, and now they're redoing the manga with a different artist and restarting it, and they like cut a bunch of content and like to speed it up, so it's already like going farther than the previous one did, which is weird. We'll talk about that in the future. But anyway, got a little bit of work done on here. Thank you so much for hanging out. We are going to go raid. That is how we end every stream. So we will go and give some love to somebody out there doing some cool shit on the internet, because we like doing that. So yeah, come back on Wednesday. But right now, let me go figure out who's doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with, because there's got to be somebody that we want to go hang out with. I mean, I follow very cool people, and a lot of them stream in the evening. So let's see. I mean, I feel like I hate to break it to you, Pat, but we're old as fuck. Yeah, I just hate it. It's like, don't call him an old man. I understand that he's old, but don't call him that. Don't call him an old man. Uh, um, hey, let's raid. Yes, we would be called over the hill. Yeah. Um, let's raid Jordan. Jordan is playing Elden Ring. And I like watching people play Elden Ring because I'm not good at it. But some of them are. So it is fun to go and hang out with people who are doing better at Elden Ring than I ever would because I'm not gonna play it. So we'll go give him a hangout. Also, Jordan is good. Being 40 in Gundam is enough time to serve in like 3 wars. Yeah, pretty much. But Jordan is good people, so we want to go hang out with him. So feel free to come along on this raid. Let's go hang out with him as he plays some Elden Ring, and it's just general a good time. His chat and community are great too. So thanks so much for being here. Hope you have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in the next stream. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.